As the story starts, protagonist was defending a girl. Protagonist is Tatsuka Yukikazu, age 16, attending Azure Heart High School, and he is an ordinary student, or was. In the next scene back then, at high school, a boy shouted that how dare this third-rate author kill of one of boys' harem members, and this is absolutely unforgettable, and stated that he is going to kick them out of this industry. He then wondered what did he do wrong and shouted that author is the one who is wrong, and suddenly something stuck in his throat. There were Yukikazu and some boys, and one of them stated that boy just threw up, and once again is that Fujihira guy and his antics. Another stated that it looks like Fujihira is imitating one of those popular moody otaku protagonists from a light novel or something. Yukikazu thought he used to read light novels a while ago too, and he is recently into EPS and military staff these days. Yukikazu further thought fantasy world more than swords, magic and dragons, or a vague fear of the future, and the amount of alliance he get depending on his test scores is a bigger deal for him. A boy asked Yukikazu if he will go to English class too. When Yukikazu responded, suddenly that boy fainted. Yukikazu got shocked, and when asked what is wrong, all the boys and girls were fainted there. Yukikazu wondered what is happening and thought that he have to call the teacher. He suddenly felt dizzy, and when teacher entered the class, there was nobody there. That day, 17 students in the classroom suddenly disappeared from the world. A voice came stating, "Who will it be?" Yukikazu thought whose voice it could be and noticed that he cannot move his body. He opened his eyes and saw everyone and wondered, what is this? He heard many voices stating that there is a lot more this time and asking who will be in charge of who. Someone stated that he will take this one, and another was choosing the others. One stated that Yukikazu is still conscious even inside the space, and stated that it is interesting and wondered if it was aptitude or perhaps constitution. Voice came and stated that they hope all students live a bit longer because this is their entertainment, and asked students not to exert their strength in vain, lost their life be scattered about. Suddenly those students fell down in a cave and wondered, what is this? Many converted men came there and stated that it looks like they managed to pull it off, but the mechanism seems to have been damaged. They further stated that the prospects for restoration seems to be with this many people here, it should be all right. Yukikazu called them, and other students stood and asked what is with them all, and that get up. Yukikazu wondered what is this, as they are all wearing the same. A boy wondered if they were not in the classroom just now, and why are they here. A man with a crown came forward and stated that it seems more explanations are in order, other world warriors. Every student wondered about it and asked if this is a joke. Man asked to follow him if they think this is a joke or a lie, and let him show this world to other world warriors. Girl wondered where did he plan on taking them. Yukikazu asked everyone to just quietly listen for now and study, that it would be foolish of them if they were to take on this many people, as they need to figure out what is going on. They agreed, and when they went behind the men's, Yukikazu wondered this really looks like one of those royal castles from anime and video games, and it is pretty big. Yukikazu wondered how would they manage to transport students here in such a short time, and thought this is too big to be just a prank, as he can't really tell if this really is another world. A boy suddenly shouted and asked students to look at that. When they saw, they noticed a dragon, and all became shocked. King asked if they believe him now, and stated that he is the king of this land, the kingdom of Leruria, and his name is Strokrom Leruria, and asked students to save them. King explained them in short that the kingdom of Leruria is under the threat of a powerful monster force, and they wished for a little bit more of a fighting power, so they performed a ritual passed down in lore to summon other world warriors. King further stated that they did not purposefully choose students' warrior, and stated that they were the one who appeared in response to the summons, as it is said that people from other worlds generally have qualities that make them stronger than those of this world. King stated that in exchange for taking this country's ritual that will allow those qualities to flourish, and asked if students won't challenge the dungeons and hone their skills to save this country. Yukikazu stated that he have something to ask first, and asked if there is a way to get back to the world. King saw him and stated that according to the documents found, the method to returning to their world lies within the dungeons, and students asked what was that, and asked if they have to fight if they want to go home, and asked if that is not really dangerous, as they are just normal students. Yukikazu asked everyone to come down for a moment, and stated that while the king and his aides called for other world warriors, but got students instead, and it is not like he did it with any bad intentions, so it is not more of an accident. Yukikazu thought he is not trying to sound optimistic, but he is, you're panicking right now won't do any good. Students stated that men's are forcing them to fight, but they'd be no hostility, and students should take advantage of the fact that they are willing to compromise a bit. Yukikazu stated that while it is unreasonable, There seems to be way home, and asked all to work together and discuss how to. Suddenly Fujiwara asked the hell Yukikazu is stating and asked why should they follow the whims of such a selfish country, and stated that students are the victims here and to challenge the tangent to find the method to go home is dangerous. Fujiwara then went to King and stated that they were turned away from their families because of that and asked how King will take responsibility for that. Other boys pulled him and asked him to stop as that is the king he is speaking to. King stated that it is sure and the fault lies with them too, and if students want to live without protection of the country, King won't stop them and they may leave the castle if they wish to. King further stated that however, concerning attendant warriors, this country is an exotic land and they might find themselves unfamiliar with. King further stated that students should find them themselves in times of need if they are willing to accept country's terms, as the country will welcome them back with open arms. Yukikazu thought if they find themselves in trouble, the country will protect them as long as they fight for them. King asked otherworlders to look upon this world and make their decisions. When students were exploring the country, Yukikazu stated that this really is another world, and Fujiwara responded in the end. Only the 6 of them left the castle. A boy asked Fujiwara not to go all on his own, and Fujiwara responded not to tell him what to do. He further stated that if he had not complained, they would be at the mercy of the country, and they would all be used as pawns as King pleased without any resistance. He then stated that in short, students are all mobs, Nexus without a will and mere side characters like they have no right to comment on the main character like Fujiwara. When 2 boys were angry, Yukikazu asked them to come down and said that he know that everyone is anxious and upset, and they all came out here to get to know the country. Yukikazu then stated that the king did say they can always return, and he gave them money and clothing so they would not stand out. He further stated that on that point alone, they can discern that the country bears no ill will against them, but it will be there and if they fight amongst themselves. They agreed, and Fujiwara responded that they are useless and incompetent classmates and asked if they don't seem to fail to grasp the situation here. A boy asked Fujiwara why don't he tell them. Fujiwara stated that other worlds usually have adventurer guilds, and they should sign up there first. Fujiwara pointed to a building and stated that those sorts of guilds have a lot of influence and easily stand out. A boy then stated that the Adventurers Guild is over different direction, and they went there. Receptionist welcomed them and asked what can she do for them. Fujiwara stated that they came here to become adventurers and to do the aptitude examinations right away. When receptionist stated that they cannot do that, Fujiwara got angry, and she stated that to become an adventurer they need a solid identification. Yukikazu responded then they can have King can vouch for them and asked if that would be okay. Receptionist denied and stated that they must complete at least 2 years of military service in which they will build trust with and serve the country to prove their identity, and stated that these dungeons contain valuable treasure and dangerous monsters, so entry is strictly forbidden. Fujiwara got shocked and stayed at the top 10 Isekai landmines, a strange and original organization. He shouted that the templates are fine and not to mess with him as he just came to the long-awaited Isekai of his dreams, and it is all a mess. Yukikazu asked Fujiwara to calm down as this country has its rules. Fujiwara stated that summoning them arbitrary is one thing, but not letting them become adventurers is too much, and this is so damn annoying. Fujiwara was walking out stating that he don't need to be an adventurer to make it big in another world, and he will do whatever he wants. Receptionist asked, but he is going to do, and stated that right now the Adventurers Guild is accepting applications for enlisting in military service. Yukikazu stated that he will go and get Fujiwara, and it will be dangerous to leave him all alone in another world. Yukikazu went out and wondered where would that guy go and called Fujiwara, but suddenly some guys punched him. He noticed there were some guys and one asked them to look at the boy walking through these streets at night all by himself. He stated that he don't know what kind of bumpkin Yukikazu is, but man are those some fancy clothes he got there, and asked why don't he help out a brother out here. Yukikazu stood up and thought that they have got to be kidding. Even in another world, he can find thugs like these. Yukikazu then stated that he don't have much money on him, and then man kicked Yukikazu. Man asked him if he is messing with them and stated that it is time to cough it up. Man stabbed Yukikazu, stating that he will kill this brat and strip him clean. Yukikazu wondered if he really going to be killed this easily and thought this is not Japan. This is another country, another world, and he cannot make fun of Fujiwara anymore as the reality had not kicked in for him until now, and thought if things continue like this he is going to die. When man came near to Yuki, Yukikazu shouted and asked for help. Suddenly someone came there and threw that man. Yukikazu noticed a silver here and thought if it is a wolf. Yukikazu asked him who the hell he is, and Wolf roared. He punched at the wall, and the wall got cracks, and those men ran away. Wolf then stared at Yukikazu, and he got scared. Wolf smiled and greeted him, and wrapped his wounds with a cloth. They went to the guild, and his classmates asked if he know it is late, and they thought they have to search for him. Yukikazu thanked Wolf, and Wolf went away. Yukikazu found it cool, and receptionist asked him if he is injured. Yukikazu responded it was just a bit of a scuffle with some hooligans. Receptionist stated that cloths are only issued to soldiers. When Yukikazu wondered, receptionist stated that she can see that he was saved by a soldier. Yukikazu, when was resting at his bed, he thought not that he is complaining about the one he came from, and thought even now he wished to go back, and however he don't want to sound like Fujiwara, but he is beginning to feel some excitement from this world, and he only knew from books and games. Yukikazu then thought about that person that saved Yukikazu today, and wondered if he was a soldier, and if Yukikazu would be able to help people in the same situation if he was to become one. Yukikazu also wondered if he would be able to meet someone like that, and thought he would like to go on an adventure with someone like that. Next day, students were having breakfast and wondered what are they going to do. A boy stated that they are going back to the castle, and from what happened yesterday, the castle town seems dangerous. Another boy stated that it seems to him like the quickest way back to their own world, and asked about Yuki. Yukikazu thought he wanted to be a soldier like that guy, and the real question is if he can really do it, and thought it would be safer if he were to go back to the castle along with everyone else. Yukikazu then heard a voice that it would be boring if everyone took the same path, and asking him to sign up for the military service. Yukikazu then stated that he think he will try being a soldier, and he have had a little longing for that a while now. In the next scene, Yukikazu and more trainees were running. First day of military service. To be precise, Yukikazu was sent to a boot camp, and he is being baptized by his seniors. Earlier back, when they went to Loraria's guild, receptionist stated that they can touch terminal to see their current status. They got happy as it is just like a game. They touched it and wondered if the elements of this world the same as a game as the status seems to be digitized. Another stated that he always thought that this would be easy to understand as he thinks they can get by if their level is high enough. Yukikazu asked what is this skill called no, I'll charge. He stated that it seems like every individual has its own skill, and he has no 5 charge. Yukikazu wondered and asked what is this erosion rate, and receptionist asked what do you mean. Now Yukikazu was tired and thought according to the guys that returned to the castle, the erosion rate is because they are not used to the atmosphere of this other world, and it is said that the ritual would solve the problem, but then thought it was something like an awfully unpleasant feeling. When he noticed there was a girl above him, and he got shocked. Girl stated that she was worried something bad happened because he was lying on the ground. When Yukikazu stated that he is fine, girl asked him to do their best, and Yukikazu stated that there are girls like that here. The break is over, and he asked trainees to run no matter what, train their body first. Yukikazu thought about 20% of them are already out of breath, and those guys must have raised their level before they got into the military, and he is just level 1 and his hands are full with only just running. Yukikazu then thought about his skill and wondered what is L charge. He thought from the sound of it, it looks like it is an energy technique, and he made how is a skill supposed to work, and maybe by just thinking about it. He thought about L charge, and suddenly he ran faster than others. Trainer stated that trainee Yukikazu has passed, and Yukikazu thought he don't know what happened, but all of his exhaustion has been blown away, and power is overflowing from inside. When he saw on his chest when it feels itchy, there was a spider web. He wondered what is this, and then noticed that the erosion rate has increased, and it was 0.09 yesterday, and wondered if it increased because of L charge. Yukikazu then thought the tattoo disappeared after the effects wore off, and his body became heavy, and he will restrain himself on using it as much as possible. He then went out and saw there are many different races here. This is a boot camp, so they are probably only recruits, and he wondered if he will get to meet the wolf guy that saved him. Yukikazu noticed some boys asking a boy not to just walk here being a nuisance for people as he needs to know his place, and if he want to use the bathroom, he just go use the mud outside. Yukikazu thought someone is being bullied, and that boy asked why he is looking at them like that. When boy was about to punch, Yukikazu jumped from there but fell down. Those boys saw Yukikazu and asked each other to let's go. When Yukikazu asked if he is okay, he noticed it was an orc. Yukikazu found it fancy, and a boy stated to him to leave it as it is a mere orc. Yukikazu thought if that is fantasy monster orc, he thought it is so much different from what appears in games as it kinda looks like a pet. Yukikazu then noticed that its tail is silver and fluffy like a dog, and it reminds him of that wolf guy. Trainer asked trainees to assemble and stated that they new recruits will stay in the room for the first 2 months, and they will start assignments now and ask them to bring their luggage to go to their beds. They assigned Yukikazu his bed and Boltcress's. Orc's bed was under his. Trainer stated that the trainees are partners with the one who is above or below their bed and the basics of 2 men's cell, and to be sure to cover their partner. Yukikazu introduced himself to Boltcress and asked him if he get along from now on, and Boltcress affirmed. Other trainees stated that it is poor thing to sleep above that orc. They further stated that if we're them, they would hurl just from the smell of it, and that guy is so unlucky to have that thing as his partner. Yukikazu noticed orc are being hated on a lot here and asked if they are not soldiers from the same camp. Yukikazu asked if Boltcress is fine with him, stated that his name is quite long, and asked if Yukikazu can call him Bull, and Bull affirmed. 2 weeks have passed in the midst of all the running and physical exertions while at the boot camp, but Yukikazu was in a serious crisis, and that is the food in here is horrible. Other than that day, Yukikazu was going in the market thinking that today is a day of, and he want to eat something good. Fujihara came there and asked if he is Yuki. Fujihara asked what he is doing all this time and what he is doing in this place. Yukikazu stated that he is in military service and he have a day off today. Fujihara wondered and asked him to let drink some tea since they met her. Yukikazu thought it seems like he is going to brag, and Fujihara asked if soldiers are not poor and stated that he is blessed. They went to a cafe and Fujihara stated that Yukikazu doing military service is the role of a mob character. When Yukikazu stated that the first thing he need to do is to get used to this world, Fujihara responded if Yukikazu don't know the term seeing is believing, and stated that the amount of fine equipment he have. Yukikazu, even if he did not become an adventurer, he can earn gold and equipment, and as long as he is strong treasure hunting. Fujihara asked Yukikazu if he is trying his hardest to become this country's dog, and stated that is why there is such a gap between them. Yukikazu asked Fujihara stop addressing him so casually from now on, and Fujihara went away, and Yukikazu thought if he was not being nice, who would even want to talk to a guy like Fujihara. Waitress came from behind and stated that Yukikazu have to pay for his companion's share. Yukikazu came outside the cafe and she did that the next time they meet. He will pay Fujihara back and thought those cookies were delicious, and maybe he should buy the ingredients and make them himself, as he believed everyone from the recruits would be happy to eat them. Yukikazu wondered how his classmates are doing, and if those who went back to the castle in Hino said he would learn under some adventurers. Yukikazu listened to voice, and then he rushed there, that the horse is coming there really fast. Yukikazu noticed horse was going towards a little boy, and thought he won't make it in time. Suddenly Bolt came there and saved him. Yukikazu thought that is a close one, and thought Bolt have nice reflexes. Yukikazu then thought he think he could make it in time had he used all charge back then, and then thought he could not think of it at that time. Woon shouted at Bolt how dare he push her dear son, and asked what will Bolt do if something happened to boy. Yukikazu wondered about it, and mom took her son, stating that to wash son's body immediately as that thing is an evil and filthy creature. People there stated that they think Orc may be the one that made the horse go wild, and maybe he wanted to push the mother down and make a move on her. They stated that in the first place, it is weird for an Orc to just walk in public like that. Suddenly a thief stole a purse and was running away, and Yukikazu thought if this world is not a bit too unsafe. Yukikazu then noticed Bolt to catch the purse, and Yukikazu thought that he did amazing and he is fast. When Bolt gave the purse back, Lady shouted at him and said that not to get closer. She asked him why he is giving it back to her and expecting gratitude, and stated that he must have let thief steal it so Orc could do that, and call for guards to capture him as this monster is the mastermind. Yukikazu wondered what the hell is this and came to Bolt. Yukikazu stated that Bolt got Lady's bag back because Yukikazu ordered him to. When Bolt explained everything to Yuki, he stated that he thought it was weird, seeing an Orc in the military soldier. Yukikazu stated that even so, training a lowly monster is kind of in bad taste, and Bolt to let go. Yukikazu got angry and asked what the hell is wrong with these people, and if they all are being rude to someone who helped them, and asked Bolt if it is always like this. Bolt got sad, and Yukikazu stated they were told to cover each other, so it means for situations like these, as he thought. Yukikazu then thought at boot camp, Bolt was not even allowed to enter the bath and got sweared at unreasonably and demi-humans, and beast folks are not discriminated, but they only hate orcs, and remembered the incidents and then fought just like the wolf guy. Bolt also has the right to be thanked. Bolt pulled Yukikazu, and Yukikazu asked him not to make that face, as whatever happens, he will take responsibility. Bolt denied, and when Yukikazu stated that no need to hold back, Bolt looked around and went to a poster. He pointed to words, and Yukikazu said that if he stick with Bolt, Bolt just bring trouble to him. Bolt then turned around, and when Yukikazu was stating something, he got hit by that thief and fainted down. Thief and others stated that he owed Orc one for before and asked if this is not the soldier, and stated that as long as they don't know, there will be no problem, and they even recruited an Orc. They asked Bolt not to move or they will crack his head open. He got scared and warned men not to kill him right away, as he have to pay him back in full, and stated if Bolt don't resist, they will let his friend go alive. When two were going to him, Tuki woke up and grabbed one man. Yukikazu stated that he guessed the routine training really means result and asked them to get away from Bolt or he will break this guy's neck. Yukikazu shouted to Bolt that the boy from before, he would not be saved if he was not there, and Yukikazu could not move at all because it happened out of nowhere, but he thought that Bolt was amazing back there and he is really cool. Bolt got happy and the man took Yukikazu down and stated that he is going to kill Yuki. Suddenly Bolt got angry and threw all the men, and Yukikazu got surprised. They were at their camp, and Yukikazu thought it seems that the armed thieves were grouping up in the city's back alley and were wiped out by Bolt in an instant, and they were treated as problems in the city, and Yukikazu got compliments and gratitude as soldiers. Yukikazu and Bolt eating noodles, and Yukikazu stated that he wondered if they will get some gratitude letters. If this was Japan, they would already be on the newspaper. A boy came there and stated that there is a letter with an unknown address at the reception, and he will read it if no one knows who it is for. Yukikazu and thought it is a gratitude letter, and when boy read that it was Eric whom Bolt saved, and he thanked Bolt. Boys wondered what is this and thought it is a kid's handwriting and maybe it is a prank. Yukikazu stated that Eric is that kid Bolt saved from the carriage instant, and Bolt got extremely happy. There are people who properly understand, and they will be more out there eventually. In the next scene, Yukikazu was wearing soldier's clothes and stated that they will be exploring today. They were going to cart, and it's been 2 months since they entered the military, and now they have already graduated from boot camp. As recruits, they are being dispatched, and it seems there is a big collecting event going on in the dungeon. Yukikazu stated to Bolt that there is supposed to be bounty prices and monster exterminations too, and it is just like a fantasy. Bolt got confused, and Yukikazu thought since coming to this world, he has spent his days doing ordinary tasks like cooking and training, and though it is not like those tasks made his heart dance a little. At Emilovia's Adventurer Guild, they entered, and Yukikazu thought the guild is dirty and kind of rough, and it is like a delinquent's nest. Yukikazu stated that there is another recruit here that will be dispatched with them for training, and he heard that it is a girl. A girl came there and asked if they got dispatched to the same location. Yukikazu remembered the girl was from that time when he was lying on the ground. Girl introduced herself as Philin Royales, and Yukikazu also introduced himself and Boltcrest. She asked Yukikazu if he is from another country, and he affirmed and thought he cannot just tell her he came from another world. Girl stated that she is grateful that she is working with someone she knows, and to be honest, she is a little worried about the dispatch. Yukikazu thought this girl is really cute, and he is the lucky one here. A man came there and asked if they guys are recruits as well, and stated that he is their commanding officer. The name is Tortorbik Senair, and asked Philin to come over here. When Philin came to him, he smelled her and welcomed her to his unit. Yukikazu wondered what the hell is this guy doing, and if he is trying to flirt with Philin. When Yukikazu stated that they guys have dust on their shoulders, Torbik asked Yukikazu to do push-ups for 30 minutes straight, and the girl does not have to do it. Yukikazu got shocked and Bolt started to do it. When they were doing push-ups, Yukikazu thought Bolt seems to be having fun here. Torbik came to them and stated that it is good job coming to his unit, and he will welcome them guys too and wish them good luck working in his unit. When Yukikazu thanked, Torbik kicked Yukikazu and asked him not to talk while doing his punishment. When they got up, Torbik asked them to thank him for guidance. When Yukikazu thanked Bitch, he asked them to add another 30 minutes to their push-ups and pulled Philin. Torgich stated that Miss Philin will go with them first, and they guys come back in an hour. Yukikazu and Bolt did push-ups and ran towards Bitch. Yukikazu thought there is the chance that they will do something to Philin. Yukikazu opened the door and stated that they have done the push-ups and noticed Philin in a bunny suit. Yukikazu wondered what the perverted old man is thinking, and Torgot apologized to have them do this right after their arrival and asked them to collect herbs together. Torgot stated that they will do the plains, and Yukikazu and others will go further into the forest and collecting anything they can grab, and stated that there is a herb called Dover grass that can be sold at a higher price, so don't miss it. They affirmed, and Yukikazu thought about it was in the herbal encyclopedia, and it is a grass that kind of looks like a dragon's head. Torgot stated that Philin don't have to go and have some tea here. He further stated that there are monsters in the forest, and going in that outfit will just make her an easy prey and a burden. Yukikazu thought Torgot is the one who put her in that outfit and wondered what he do even think Philin is. They entered the forest and Bolt defeated many monsters. Yukikazu thought Bolt is really amazing, and even a saber wolf is no match for him, and Yukikazu can only back him up from the rear. Yukikazu further thought it cannot be helpful since their level gap is so large, but still. Bolt was level 32 and Yukikazu was level 17. Yukikazu thought Bolt cannot search for medicinal herbs on his own, so he has to be useful. When he was looking in the bushes, he fell and noticed that Dover grass. They went back to Torgot, and Yukikazu thought Torgot and Men's did not even move from the place Yukikazu started from, and their brackets are also empty. When they stated to Torgot that there is no problem, Torgot got unhappy. Yukikazu thought Torgot is clicking his tongue, so he wants to find any tiny problem and accuse them for it. Torgot asked recruits to bring those empty brackets as a symbol that they cannot do anything. When Yukikazu wondered, Torgot asked if they incompetent recruits want to give an objection and state that important people like them can be executed at any time. Yukikazu thought this is bad, and this is just beyond being irritating, and wondered if he should kill him. Yukikazu heard a voice that killing him is easy for Yuki. Yukikazu wondered what was that thought just now, and thought it is not like he cannot control his emotions, and it feels like it came from somewhere inside of his body. Bolt pulled Yukikazu, and Yukikazu thought he cannot be short-sighted and Bolt would get punished too if he did that. Yukikazu asked Bolt to let go, and Torgot asked them to hurry up and come here and sit, that they ignorant people are worse than pigs, and one of them is a pig. Bolt called Yukikazu and showed that he hid one Dover grass, and Yukikazu appreciated him. After that, they encountered an event that can only be called hell. After they returned, they were sent to the inn to do their bed making and cleaning, and then they were dispatched to the weapon store to restock their weapons, and following which they replenished things in the warehouse, helped with moving some stuff, washed plates at the bar, chopped woods, and to finish, they had to clean the Adventurers Guild. Yukikazu and Bolt were at their camp, and Yukikazu thought that it is now 3 in the morning, and that Torgot and his cronies sold those Dover herbs and partied all night, and Yukikazu don't even have the energy to be mad, and he just want to sleep. Yukikazu then noticed Philin sleeping in the hallway and rushed to her. Yukikazu thought she has been waiting for them to return, and she is so kind. He called Philin and stated that she will catch a cold if she will sleep in a place like this. Philin woke up and apologized and stated that she did not even help, and even though she is a soldier too, but she was only a decoration today. Yukikazu denied and thanked her, and stated that facing Torgot is like a penalty, and if Philin did not stand his actions, Torgot would have been even more unreasonable, so they are even. Yukikazu asked to let just say, "Good job to all of them." Bolt thumbed up, and Philin smiled and stated that to do their best and wish him good night. Yukikazu stated that his heart has been healed and to get some sleep, and when they entered their room, they thought it was like hell. Other than that day, Philin was wearing bunny suit, serving tea to bitch. Torgot stated that they get to work today, and they recently found where Bounty was hiding. Yukikazu and Bolt's job is to go to the place as fast as possible and to eliminate them, and it should be a piece of cake for fresh recruits like them. When Yukikazu asked what the bounty is, Torgot responded, "At the place, there will be the bounty," and asked them to hurry up. Yukikazu stated that it is the first time either of them is going on this type of mission, and it would be better to prepare and have some countermeasures ready, and the more information they have, the better their odds will be for this mission. Torgot threw his cup and asked if their ears had become deaf, and stated that he will make it simple for them, and to hurry up and get the hell out of his sight. Yukikazu thought Torgot is a tyrant like always, but if they don't obey his orders, he has no clue what he will do to them, and so they had no other choice. They sneaked into the cave where the bounty was. They noticed a monster and hid there. Yukikazu thought they never heard anything about it being a lizard man, and wondered if Torgot is trying to kill them. He further thought lizard man's armor is so hard that even Bolt's attack cannot pierce it, and they failed their ambush, and now the lizard man is completely ready to battle them. Yukikazu, with their current equipment, they cannot compete with him at all, and if this goes on, they will lose. When the lizard man was finding them, Yukikazu thought they have to get back in formation, and then they will get out of here using L charge. Yukikazu called Bolt and stated that there is no time to explain and asked if he will believe in Yukikazu, and Bolt affirmed. When the lizard man was seeing in a different direction, Yukikazu used L charge and picked Bolt and left away. Lizard man noticed them and went in their direction, and Yukikazu thought they can do this and they can escape if they just get a little farther. Another lizard man came and attacked them, and Yukikazu then noticed that he has a partner and thought the bounty is a group of 2 and thought that Torvik purposely hid information from them. Yukikazu asked Bolt to get up, and suddenly a lady came there and slashed those lizard men. Yukikazu got surprised as she defeated those in one attack. Philin also came there and stated that she is glad that they too are okay. Yukikazu asked why she is here. Philin stated that she got so concerned, so she did some investigating, and when she found that how dangerous the bounty was, she somehow succeeded in convincing Captain Torvik to come and help. Torvik came there and shocked to see Senior Knight Lila. He asked her why she is here and stated that these recruits were trying to out to him and went off by themselves. Lila put her sword on Torvik's neck and stated that she has seen his bad deeds with her own eyes and the problematic treatments he put his soldiers through are irredeemable. She further stated that Torvik's actions have defiled their country, and if he commits such treason again, Lila will not forgive him, and maybe it would be better for her to kill him instead. Yukikazu got surprised when Torvik was asking for forgiveness and thought this Lila person is pretty important and she is cool. Philin, it seems the superiors have been investigating him secretly for a long time, and they said Captain Torvik will be closely monitored from now on. Philin stated that she thinks their treatment might get better, and Layla came to Philin and asked if she is okay. Philin responded this kind of special treatment is a bit, and Lila responded she knows and covered Philin. Yukikazu wonders if these two know each other and why Philin is an acquaintance with someone as important as her. Yukikazu then thought there are still some questions, but she is so tired as the military service from hell will lower its curtain for the time being. Yuki's rate has increased. Layla was training Torvik and other men's and defeated them. She stated that how miserable they Slavs are, and she can see from their muscles that they are slacking in their body and mental training, and asked what is more infuriating is their captain is loser than the rest of them Slavs. Lila stated that Torvik will make up for his lack of training with a 10 kilometers marathon. Yukikazu got happy and thought they reap what they sow. He was at his room and wondered if his personality is supposed to be this bad. Bolt was doing push-ups and Yukikazu was setting on him and stated that he remembered how Torvik treated them and now it seems like they can finally get a better life. Bolt wondered and Yukikazu stated that Bolt is so focused on his muscle training. They heard a knock and Yukikazu stated that it is open. Philin entered and asked what he is doing and Yukikazu responded he is helping with Bolt's muscle training as he said he wanted to gain some weight. Yukikazu then asked Philin what is wrong and if she got stuff to do. She responded rather than calling it stuff to do. Yukikazu stated that remind him that he heard a petition was sent to the higher-ups and he received a letter to be interrogated. Philin affirmed and stated that she was the one that sent the petition and since Captain Torvik's behavior was so seriously problematic. Yukikazu thought so it was her and thought it cannot be helped since she received so much sexual harassment from him. Philin stated that it seems Senior Knight Layla is doing an internal investigation and since it's become really chaotic for the guild branch here and it is the same in other guilds, Yukikazu asked Senior Knight Layla talk to her and Philin tremble and stated that she just sent the petition through the system and Senior Knight Layla was the one who responded to her petition. Yukikazu thought Philin is worried about something with Senior Knight Layla. Yukikazu then thought it was good that the interrogation petition regarding Torvik's barbarism passed without a problem and to Philin, it is almost like she had a problem with something else regarding Senior Knight Layla. Yukikazu don't have a clue what kind of problem it is and stated to Philin that as a recruit and as comrades, she knows she can talk to him. Yukikazu stated that he don't know anything about her past and circumstances, and he have not told her about his past yet. Yukikazu then stated that also because of that, there is something she can tell him, and there is no point bearing it by herself. Philin clenched her fist and responded she came from a good house, but there was nothing good about that place, and she is disgusted with how fishy things were there so with her own strength. She wanted to be successful by starting as an ordinary person, and so she volunteered for military service. She further stated that Senior Knight Lila is an acquaintance from the time, and she is not happy about Philin being a soldier. Philin further stated that she wants to fulfill her duty as a soldier and there has been some hard work, but she believed there is something only she can do. Yukikazu asked Philin why don't she tell Lila and asked if Senior Knight Lila is a person who won't listen to what she have to say. Yukikazu responded he have not talked to Lila about it, but if he was to guess, Lila is worried about Philin and stated that he can see how she really cares for Philin. Yukikazu stated that there are just some things they cannot convey unless they say them, and if that does not work, they can think of something else to do. Bolt shouted and Yukikazu stated that Bolt also wants to help her. Philin smiled and stated that they are right. She stated that since Yukikazu and Bolt can become good friends with each other, she will try her best too and thanked them and left. Yukikazu got confused how is his friendship with Bolt related, and when Bolt came to Yuki, he asked if Bolt have to continue his push-ups. The next day, Lila called recruit Yukikazu and asked him to sit on that chair. Lila stated that she wanted to hear the story from him, and Yukikazu thought she is a beauty but her aura is powerful. Instead of his heart throbbing of joy, it is throbbing from fear. Lila that it is sudden but recruit Yukikazu have had a very strange career. Lila then stated that Yukikazu got permission from the country to join the military and the permission comes from the high ranks, one he cannot get easily, and he is in a position to get that treatment, but he is considered a national secret. Yukikazu then thought the part about him being an otherworldly warrior is hidden, and it is natural to think that the country is being considered to him, but they did not tell him to keep quiet about it too. Yukikazu asked Layla if it is fine for him to tell her the details and Layla denied and stated that if it is such a strict secret, there must be reasons why it cannot be searched and asked about recruit Philin if he hear anything. Yukikazu got shocked and thought she went straight to the point and wonder if he should act like he don't know anything or he should be honest with her. Yukikazu apologized and that he don't know what she mean. When Lila stated that Yukikazu's lips are sealed, he thought she is noting something down after hearing his response and thought this is scary. Lila stated that Philin is a stubborn person and she asked him because she heard there has been some interactions between Yukikazu and her and she heard the story from her last night and Lila thinks she understand it to some extent and asked if it is someone who will fulfill her wishes or someone that refuses. Lila smiled and stated that sometimes strength can be a big obstacle and that is what she learned last night and just protecting her won't be good enough, but watching and letting her grow so she can fly higher is important too. Lula stated that person said that to her too, and she is not going to oppose her decision. Yukikazu wonder about that person and Lila further that they too got dispatched to the same place for training, meaning they were divided into the same unit. Layla asked Yukikazu to keep working on improving each other as recruits, and if something happens to Philin, he will not die so easily. Yuki got scared and thought he swear he saw her eye flashing just now and wondered if she is Philin's father or something. Lila stated that it seems like Yukikazu is on good terms with an orc, and she is merely anxious for various reasons. Yukikazu shouted that Bolt is not a bad person and he believed in Bolt. Lila was silent and Yukikazu apologized for his rudeness and stated that if they cannot proceed if they keep letting evil thoughts nag their hearts. Layla apologized and stated that talk is over and he can leave. When Yukikazu was leaving, Lila stated that she is leaving that girl in his care. When Yukikazu and Philin were at market, she asked him if he buy what he needed, and he affirmed. Philin then asked how about they take a look around the city together, and Bolt was happy. Today, they are buying things to prepare for tomorrow's great expedition in the dungeon, but this time their mission is easy, and they just have to deliver supplies to the dungeon relay point. That is why today's shopping feels like taking a break. Yukikazu wonders if he should buy armor and stated that since this is his first time doing dungeon exploration, he wondered if he should or not. Philin responded it will be okay, since their mission is only to deliver the supplies. Yukikazu thinks it is a great expedition and he wants to do treasure hunting in his free time, and Philin is interested. Yukikazu thinks that he should prepare some medicine for urgent situations. Bolt called and Yukikazu remembered he made some medicine yesterday and thought Bolt's medicine works really well and it was similar to the one that Wolf Guy used. While walking, they noticed Trabic and Philin wondered who he is talking to, and Yukikazu stated that it is suspicious. Trabic asked if it is really there, and the man stated that there is no mistake and it appears there regularly. Trabic responded if he could get that, he could learn magic. Suddenly, Bolt sneezed and Trabic watched his surroundings and thought this is certainly suspicious. Philin asked if they should report this to Senior Knight Lila. Yukikazu responded even if they reported it, He could just say he was collecting information at the bar. Yukikazu asked them to stay quiet in the meantime, and if there is any strange moments, they will report it, and they left there. Philin said that she has a place she wants to go, and they went there. There were dragons and magic soldiers, and Yukikazu thought these are definitely fantasy-like things. When Philin was happy, he thought if it is rare for her to be happy, and even though she came from a good house. Yukikazu then he really doesn't know anything about Philin and Bolt, and then Philin called Yukikazu and asked him to head back and stated that she will watch them closely someday, so she will continue to work hard. The day of the great expedition has come, and Layla explained that it is an oil timer of return, a very rare item. Yukikazu thought who would have thought they would provide them with escape items in case of an emergency, and wonder why would they give important equipment to average troops like them. Lila stated that Captain Trabich will process the supply items and she will go first to check the route's safety, and also that Trabich's team will come after receiving the equipment as requested, and Trabich affirmed. When Lila was going through near Yukikazu, she stated that she was supposed to deliver Trabich's punishment before the great expedition, but even with her authority, the higher-ups won't give her permission to do so, and this is certainly weird, and asked him to be careful. Yukikazu turned around, and Philin called him and gave him a watch. Yukikazu stated that it looks like this item will check the behavior of soldiers in the dungeon, and it can be used for mapping too. Trabich stated that the shipment is here, and Yukikazu thinks it looks like a black coffin, but it seems to be a device with magical mechanisms. A man stated that it looks like this is a newly launched special weapon, and it is logged tightly, and he wonders what kind of thing is inside. Trabich said that he doesn't know, and they only have to carry it halfway, and they entered the tunnel. Yukikazu thinks it looks like a stone ruin, and they are supposed to deliver this to the underground level 10. When Yukikazu used stairs, he was shocked to see the middle, and wondered why is sunlight able to reach here underground. Yukikazu thought he heard that the dungeon has a distorted space-time, but it seems like no one is surprised by this. They said the item will distort the space even more and its user to the entrance, and just now, while Yukikazu was thinking that, they are in a pyramid-like place, and this Isekai is mysterious. Yukikazu thinks there are no monsters here, and maybe it is because Senior Knight Lila's unit first and thought even though this is a great expedition, it is kind of peaceful. Trabich asked them to turn right, and a man stated that the map said to turn left. Trabich responded that is okay, and it is in order, and they agreed. When they went left, there was a wall, and Trabich used a hidden button to open it. Yukikazu thought there is that kind of mechanism here too, and there is the trapped in Yukikazu's skills too. Trabich asked them what they are doing and to let go. Trabich found a chest and stated that it is really here, and Men's asked what is the meaning of this. Trabich responded they are just taking a detour, and after getting this item, they can still reach their destination in time. Men stated that Senior Knight Layla defeated the monsters here, and they must finish the mission first. Trabich took out his sword and asked them to shut up as he is the in charge, and if they go against him, he will kill them. Yukikazu asked if he knew there was a treasure chest in here. Trabich affirmed and stated that he heard there are treasures that will appear here at this time, and inside is a magic seed. Yukikazu then remembered about yesterday that Trabich met with someone for this. He asked Philin what is a magic seed, and she responded it is an item required for ordinary people who want to learn magic, and it is pretty rare and can't be easily found on the surface. Trabich with this, he will finally be able to use magic, and after that, there will be nothing scary about that arrogant woman. When he opened the chest, he found that it was a magic trap, and Yukikazu asked Philin and Bolt to get out of here as this is bad. Yukikazu heard a voice stating that this is good, and he thought this voice is from that time. The voice stated that he is getting a little bored lately since they keep avoiding trouble with those guys, and asked why leave when this is finally getting interesting. They went to the surface and wondered what just happened. Yukikazu remembered there was that magic circle that came out of the treasure chest Trabich opened, and Yukikazu thought they were surrounded by it, but they ended up in a place like this. He thought everyone seems fine, but this is still inside the dungeon, and wondered what floor are they on. Men's asked Trabich what are they gonna do because he ignored Senior Knight Lila's orders, and he dragged them all into this. Trabich asked them to shut up and asked who do they think he is. Yukikazu asked them to check their current situation, and with this watch, they can know which floor they are on. Trabich used his watch and found that they are on 25th floor. Yukikazu got scared and thought that they were just at floor 9 before. He thought the trap in that chest was a teleporter, and the deepest relay point for the great expedition was the 30th floor, and their destination was the 10th floor. He further thought now suddenly, they are at the 25th floor, and if he remember correctly, They say that the monsters get much stronger starting from the 20th floor. Philin shouted to see two-headed monsters with snakes, and Yukikazu asked Trabich about the escape item and if he have it that the one that Senior Knight Lila give him. Trabich smiled and asked everyone to come down as good thing this item is here for moments like these. Men's got happy and stated that it is as expected of Trabich and asked him to let hurry up and escape. Trabich threw Yukikazu, Philin, and Bolt and stated that the recruits disobeyed his orders and opened the treasure chest and put the rest of his squad in danger, so they take responsibility. Trabich used and went to the entrance. They got worried and thought this cannot be happening right now. There was a monster behind them and they got scared. Yukikazu asked Bolt if he can do anything about this and stated that maybe he can use the muscle he trained day and night and beat him with Bolt's bare hands. Bolt got shocked, and Yukikazu, if she did that, if it comes to it, he will use the special move he learned being Bolt's support all the time. Philin denied and stated that is a water green Orthros and is a migratory type big boss, the one dragoons and magic soldiers fight. Yukikazu then stated that for now, they have to run to a place where they can hide themselves. Suddenly another one came and Bolt took out his sword. He showed his muscle and threw it on the monster. Yukikazu got scared as even Bolt's strength cannot scratch that monster and thought with that strength and size. And if that monster is a migratory type, Yukikazu kept thinking what do he do and thought facing a situation like this, no matter how hard he tried, there is no way he can. He heard that voice again and asked what did he want this time. Voice stated that it is not like there is no way, the time will be reduced, but maybe he can survive this situation, and this is just a hint. Yukikazu thought that the voice is saying he had to use all charge, but thinking hard right now won't help. Yukikazu then used all charge and took Philin and Bolt. He thought they escaped that one, and that was close, and he thought he don't know what will happen to these two if he move faster than now. Yukikazu wondered how long he can run from two migratory types, and what should he do, and what is the right thing to do. Voice came and asked if Yukikazu want a hint again, and stated that he is not strongly recommending Yukikazu to use it, but there is a trump card lying right there, and that is that black coffin. Yukikazu, that thing is their trump card, and he don't know what is inside of it, but this is no time for indecision. He opened the coffin and found a stick and wondered what is this and what can this thing do to help him in this situation. Yukikazu opened status, but nothing is showing as it is not properly processed. Suddenly authentication completed and stick disappeared. Yukikazu thought it feels like this stick just sucked something from around his heart and noticed that the stick's shape has changed to the hilt of a sword. He when saw that monster, stick analyzed it and calculated the required output. Many knives came from the stick, and he thought what is this as his mouth is moving naturally and shouted 100 daggers. Those monsters were hurt and Yukikazu immediately used sword to slash them and defeat them. Bolt and Philin thought it is amazing, and Yukikazu was not feeling well and wondered what the hell is this as his whole body, the tattoo and his heart hurt so much. He got a warning of erosion rate increased. If you feel like he is about to faint, and voice came and stated that the weak have to pay a price to kill the strong, and he must remember this in the future, and Yukikazu it all started with that voice, and wonder what the hell he said many things before that, and he still don't understand. Yukikazu asked whose voice is this, and when he opened his eyes he was lying with Philin, and he immediately jumped. He asked what happened to Bolt and Philin, and wonder what in the world just happened as he heard that weird voice again, and he used the tattoo, defeating those two Orthros with it. Yukikazu then thought it was that he read it in a book before about experience point drunkenness. It is also called power leveling, and it commonly occurs when a senior soldier or adventurer kills powerful monster, giving the X to lower-level recruits or apprentice adventurers. Yukikazu then thought he was the one who defeated that two Orthros, so why he is still fine, and thought he kind of remembered the king saying that people from other worlds tends to get stronger more easily. He then thought he will think about that later, and they have to find a safe place to hide. When Philin woke up, Yukikazu asked her if she is okay, and she asked where are they. Yukikazu stated that he found this grass cave, perfect for hiding, and Bolt out dismantling useful materials from the two Orthros right now. Bolt came with some fur, and Yuki stated that is amazing, and it looks like they can make some powerful weapons and armor from these. Philin responded that is right, and asked how did he defeat the Orthros. Yukikazu, it seems they made their way out of that situation, and thanks to the cargo they were supposed to deliver. Philin wondered what is this, and when he picked it up she stated that it is heady. Yukikazu thought it does not react when Philin holds it. Philin then asked if he was moving with amazing speed. Yukikazu responded it is a secret skill handed down in his clan, and the kickback though is ridiculous, so he rarely use it. Philin got it, and Yukikazu thought he did not lie as it is a new charge type skill with a mysterious erosion. Philin then asked about stick and wonder if this is a weapon, and is this a new weapon made by the country. Yukikazu stated that if the country was developing such a powerful weapon, why did they let them deliver it, and why did they trust this to the lowest of the low led by Trabic? Yukikazu wonder what should they do now as they use the cargo without permission, and Philin responded she think that is fine, as since there is the national law about safety being first priority inside a dungeon, and rather than that, their problem right now is what should they do now. Yukikazu stated he already thought it over with Bolt, and he want Philin to brace her heart and hear this. Yukikazu then stated that they are on floor 25 right now, and according to the previous information, it seems like there will be other monsters starting from floor 21 and up, and like the two Orthros from before. Philin stated that the first group is at floor 20 right now because the Terran may change due to time-space distortion, and Yukikazu affirmed and responded that they are further than them, and the 25th floor, they must already understand how dangerous their situation is right now. Yukikazu further stated that there are 3 things that they can choose to. 1. They can wait for rescue, as there must be a signal they can send from this accessory, as he don't think Senior Knight Layla they believe Trabic's story, and certainly Lila come and help them, but right floor 25 is a hard place to get to a rescue mission. Yukikazu stated that he think there is just a few people that can reach this floor, and if it went wrong, it will be a double suicide, and it will be endangering the people that are coming to rescue them. Philin responded she wondered how much Senior Knight Layla can do to help 3 recruits, and asked if that would not just make them princesses in the stories who only wait for help. Philin exclaimed she don't like that, and Yukikazu thought Philin looked like she don't have a strong will, but sometimes she can be like this. Yukikazu then the second choice is that it is very dangerous, but they defeat monsters using this weapon, and thanks to the Orthros, they know that this weapon can defeat migratory-type bosses on this floor. Philin responded it certainly was powerful, and if they use that weapon, they may be able to get back alive. Yukikazu then remembered if the voice was right, this is not something he can use freely, and he have to be careful with this. Yukikazu stated to Philin his body screams when he used this weapon, so he want to avoid using it as much as possible, and Philin responded to make that their last option. Yukikazu the most realistic idea is the third plan, as they must move carefully so the monsters won't notice them and use the supplies they find in the dungeon to escape. When Philin wondered about the supplies, Yukikazu stated that to be precise, they must find an oil timer of return. He further stated that the supplied oil timer was also excavated from here, so maybe if they look, they can find other escape items too. Bolt came with weapons and armor, and they decided to escape this dungeon together. Yukikazu, Philin, and Bolt were going through the grass, and Bolt suddenly smelled something. Philin stated that they can hear disturbing voices in the distance, and Yukikazu responded he don't know what would happen if they did not have Bolt here, and thought how long have they been working for. There are so many things that have happened since arriving to this other world, but he never thought he would be left behind in a difficulty dungeon and forced to survive. Even though they were robbed by chance, he is already pretty used to acting with these two now. In gaming terms, they are like a party, and they are pretty well balanced if Yukikazu think about it. First there's him, an otherworlder. His main role is Bolt's combat support, and he have support skills such as throwing in multi and a mysterious skill. Volcrest an orc. He is a battle type, but he also has compounding and detection skills, and he is a very reliable partner. But because he is an orc, he gets treated unfairly by people in this world, and originally, people recognized orcs as barbaric tribe, but the main reason is that humans have a history of fighting the orcs tribe. Even though the tag on his ear means he is already recognized as an ally to humans, but unfortunately, the tag is not very effective. Next comes Philin Royles, a person from this world, and she has analyze and item search skills. She also very knowledgeable about this world, and she said she came from a good house, and she is a very beautiful girl. Yukikazu thought he who don't know much about them want to deepen their friendship, but then thought how did he say it strangely enough like they really are companions in a party. Bolt stopped, and Yukikazu wonder if it is monsters and Philin they are coming. They saw a flying brown eyeball, and Philin stated that they are monsters that they normally start seeing around the 12th floor. Yukikazu responded if monsters from lower floors can appear here too. Philin stated that even though he said low, They are still from the 12th floor, and if she remember correctly, brown flying eyeballs excel at hypnosis attacks that confuse the opponents, and their meat is pretty poisonous too. Philin further explained that they are not good for food. They can appear in deeper floors too, or maybe they are monsters raised by a higher-ranking individual. Yukikazu stated that if they are weak monsters, it will be good to use them to level up, and wonder maybe defeating them is a good choice. Philin stated that it might be too much for recruits like them, and Yukikazu stated that maybe Bolt can handle this, and he is the highest level among them. They noticed one separating from the group and asked to try to ambush it. Yukikazu asked Bolt just in case, how about they go over what they practiced? When Bolt wondered, Yukikazu responded that the thing they learned at the training school, a collaborative technique for ambush, the one where the enemy won't notice their footsteps. Bolt agreed, and Philin thought they are really on good terms. Yukikazu picked Bolt and threw him in the air, and Bolt used his friend's shot and defeated it. He landed and immediately pushed them in the grass, and they noticed something. Philin asked if they can see a monster's name just by looking at them, and Yukikazu asked if monsters' names are not supposed to appear above them. Philin asked him if he have monster analysis or monster appraisal skill. Yukikazu denied, and Philin got silent. She stated that there is something strange about Yukikazu, as he saved them by using a mysterious power, and he can analyze monster by seeing them, and even though he don't have the skill. Yukikazu is like that. He thought that was something natural in this world, and wonder if they need the skills to see it. He further thought if it is because he is a person from another world. Yukikazu stated that for now, he will tell them the names of monsters they find, and if Philin and Bolt know them, and they have chance of winning, and they can defeat them. They agreed, and Yukikazu, but if he can see their level or ability, he can decide himself whether to fight them or not, as appraisal skills seem too useful, and he guessed he should learn important things with actual combat. Philin, she have to do her best, and they opened the chest. Yukikazu is not what they wanted, but there is many useful things in here, as he think they can use this hook, and they have already collected a lot of items. He then noticed and stated that maybe this is a good weapon for Philin. She responded it is a bit heavy, and Yukikazu stated maybe her level is not enough to use it yet. Yukikazu thought it seems like some items from this world require levels to use, and they will feel heavy if the holder don't have a high enough level to use it, like that stick. Weapons made from orthros material also require higher levels. Bolt also found a chest and showed them. Yukikazu is a treasure chest, and that one looked gorgeous. Philin responded it looks like there is something set in it, and it is not stuck to the ground, but she think it has something. She then stated that with her skill, she don't know whether it is a magical effect or not. Yukikazu, maybe they can use this hook if they throw it from far enough away and open the chest. It will be fine even if there is a trap in it. When Yukikazu picked the chest, he found slate gray electric snake, and Philin stated that it is a monster that appears on the 15th floor, and it has paralyzing poison and can emit electric shocks. Yukikazu responded it is perfect, and let's attach this hook to this chest and break this with all their might, and asked if Bolt can do it. He affirmed, and Philin stated that if he needs support she can, but Yukikazu denied and stated that Bolt is counting on his throwing skill, and no matter how strong they throw, it is meaningless if they miss. They threw chest on the snake, but it is still alive, and Philin stated that they have to finish it. Snake, when jumped on them, suddenly the chest opened, and he went in it. Yukikazu responded that was close, and Philin stated that it is blood on him. Yukikazu asked Bolt how is the treasure box, and stated that he hoped the insides are not broken and it received some electric shocks too. He suddenly noticed an eyeball and wondered what is this. Philin responded it is a magic seed, and when he wondered she repeated that is a magic seed. Yukikazu, this is a magic seed which Trabich wanted, and even nobles cannot get it easily, and the rare item that makes someone able to use magic. Yukikazu panicked and wondered what do he do. Philin asked him just what human region did he came from, and stated that it is indeed a rare item, but a mock item is being researched and developed right now. Yukikazu wondered if that's so, and Philin responded it is said that in the past there was an era where everyone used magic, but in their era the law of magic have changed, so it is impossible for everyone to learn magic. Yukikazu, if they still don't know the truth as magic law, it is not anything goes in another world. He asked what should they do about this magic seed, and asked Bolt if he want to learn magic. He denied, and Philin asked if Yukikazu don't want to use it on himself, and stated that even though he is contributing the most in their battles. She further stated that she don't think it is good to monopolize it in this situation, and she think if they prioritize one of them getting stronger, the chances of them surviving will disappear. Yukikazu thought this is an exceedingly rare item, and though as otherworlder, he is interested in learning magic too. He then stated that after the battles they have had so far though, he think it is for the best for Philin to use it. She responded that what she can do is collect items, do an incomplete analysis, and provide knowledge about monsters, and that is why she will decline the offer. She further stated that she understands that she is just being stubborn and saying selfish things, but she is just being helped all the time. Philin exclaimed that she cannot fight on the front line like Bolt, and she don't have a trump card and mysterious powers like Yukikazu, as she is always being chased and being protected. She stated that even though she became a soldier because she wanted to change, Yukikazu got confused and responded certainly. She did not contribute during combat, and then stated that the enemies here are too strong, and since they are not the same class as Boltcrest, short-distance combat is impossible, and he have only just helped a bit, and he did not even rely on her, but that is a given. Yukikazu then stated that he is not getting the magic seed because he feel bad for her, and if she feel uncomfortable, he want her to be confident and reach up to his expectations. Philin wondered about what expectations, and Yukikazu responded Bolt is close combat, and Yukikazu support him with throwing skill, so he want Philin to back them up with magic. He further stated that he don't know what kind of magic Philin can use, but whatever it is, it will be great, and if it is Philin who has knowledge on magic, Yukikazu is sure that she can use it. He asked her if she don't think that will all increase their odds of surviving the most. Philin was confused, and Yukikazu stated that he know how she is feeling right now, and at first, he was always counted at Bolt as he felt frustrated and pitiful, and that is why if there is a chance Yukikazu wanted Philin to take it. Yukikazu stated that he don't think the method is that important, and all that matters is what she do with it, and right now he think it is fine to show the uncool side of herself since they are comrades. They smiled, and Yukikazu gave that magic seed to Philin. She used it and stated that she is finished and state that because of the electric shock from before, the magic attribute changed to electric type. Yukikazu stated that it sounds strong, and Philin responded from now, she can use the magic that was stored in the magic seed. She then holded Yukikazu's face, and when he got nervous, she stated that she memorized a simple recovery spell in a book that she read a long time ago and asked if he is hurt anymore. Yukikazu thanked her and thought that startled him. Philin asked to continue exploring the dungeon, and after that, Yukikazu used stick to defeat monsters, but his erosion rate was increased, and he thought in the end, a Viridian Emperor's panther found them, and he could not win if he did not use this. They called Yukikazu, and he stated that if he had not used this, they would have been wiped out and it cannot be helped. He thought even though he said that, he think it is dangerous if he use it at this pace. He heard voice stating not to rely too much on it, and to overcome this challenge with his own wisdom and courage. Yukikazu then thought voice is so noisy even though he never answered his call. Yukikazu got tired and stated that they still have not found an oil timer of return. Philin responded even though they have encountered so many treasure chests. It is sad that they cannot find the one item they want. Yukikazu stated that he want to find it fast and want to go home, and then thought at least he want to know his erosion rate, and he wished there was a terminal somewhere. Bolt spoke, and Yukikazu asked what is wrong, and if there is a treasure chest. He noticed a white building, and Philin stated that in a great dungeon rule, she think it is a religious abandonment or ruins, or it can be a fortress. Yukikazu wondered if they should go there, and Philin stated that if it is safe, maybe they can rest inside the building, and he thought maybe there is a terminal in there. Sometimes they can find various buildings, ruins, and debris in the dungeon, and they still don't know the reason why. However, it seems that there are traces of some kind of civilization in the dungeon, and when the dungeon changes its shape, there are definitely some natural objects that get involved, and like the dungeon is combining different pieces of the world into one, and there is a theory like that. That is why there is a building in an unnatural place like this. When Yukikazu was walking, Philin asked him to look under his feet. He wondered about the black plank, and Philin responded, this is a terminal that has stopped functioning, and wondered if they can use it. Philin then stated that it would not be possible without her knowledge, but she is aiming to be a mechanic after all. Yukikazu thought that is the mechanism of a terminal, and Philin stated it is simply out of energy, so if they put in magic stones from the monster they defeated, Philin reactivated it. She stated that the terminal has a barrier and camouflage effect so they can keep monsters from approaching, and at least now they can rest easy. Yukikazu and Bolt became happy and thanked her. Yukikazu to check their status as he cannot help but be curious himself. Yukikazu checked his first and found his erosion rate is 24.59%. He got worried as he went up 41 levels from before, and his erosion rate is high too. Yukikazu thought it was only at 4% before and wonder if it is because of the weapon or all charge. Bolt level is 55 and fill-in is level 47. They definitely got variative amounts of X from their battles, and their levels went up so high. Fill-in stated that to think they leveled up so much, and Yukikazu responded, "But they are not compatible, and if things go wrong, they could die from X poisoning because they earned a lot of X all at once." He stated that for now, it is better to acquire skills that are useful for survival. Fill-in stated that even though he said it, there are many skills that don't meet the acquisition condition at this terminal. When Yukikazu if there are things like that and thought no matter how many levels they have, they cannot use the skill unless they meet the condition. He further thought skills and technical things. This is the reason why he cannot acquire throwing practice in one go, and because skill points are limited. He don't want to waste them, and before, he did not know that and took improved stamina recovery. There is a word compatibility to it, and Yukikazu commanded to acquire them. He thought if he did not have improved stamina recovery, he would not have been able to endure Trabic's horrid training. Fill-in stated that because she was playing with treasure chests, it seems like she will be able to acquire Analyze Magic, and then she will acquire Recovery Magic Practice, and that way she will be able to use magic more efficiently. Yukikazu thought she is reliable since she knows many things about magic, and she is not even a burden in the first place. Fill-in asked Yukikazu and Bolt to acquire the Secret Hole skill, as it will make them able to do long activities. This is the upward compatibility of improved stamina recovery, and it is a versatile skill since they can obtain the power equivalent to improved vitality, and it does not overlap with improved stamina recovery, so this is a good luck charm. Yukikazu wondered if it feels like his body is getting lighter, and he thought improved stamina recovery and should not overlap. Yukikazu asked if he can entrust Bolt with acquiring skills that are related to searching enemy, and he agreed. Preparation completed, and Yukikazu's skill is Secret Hole, Monster Analysis, Appraisal, Monster Taming, and ETs acquired. Fill-in Royales and Boltcrest also have many, and they thought for now to rest before they move as they will take watch and shifts. They burned some grass and slept except Yukikazu. He thought even though he have improved stamina recovery, he is still tired, and she endured without whining. He then thought Fill-in supposed to be raised like a young lady from nobility, but she has guts. Fill-in called Yukikazu, and he asked what is wrong as their shift change is still pretty long. She asked why did it become like this, and Yukikazu responded that is because Trabic. She stated she don't mean that and asked if she can talk for a little bit. She stated that she already told him that she came from a good house, and she was thinking about entering the military to learn alchemy and magic. She stated that she wanted to be a mechanic for dragons and magic soldiers, and not in a school that the country prepared, no matter how hard or difficult. She wanted to do it with her own strength. Yukikazu asked her why she is so persistent about doing all of this by her own strength, and stated that he think trying to achieve their dream as an ordinary person is a long detour. Fill-in it is because her parents thought that it was work that is not supposed to be done by people of her standing, and since her original role according to them is to just marry a high-standing person as a political tool. Yukikazu wondered about it and thought she really came from a pretty good house, and he thought Senior Knight Layla came here to check on Fill-in because they have a close relationship, so she also came to check that the important political tool did not get involved with too many weird things. Fill-in state that the outside world has plenty of painful and bad things, but it is full of freedom, and she can live comfortably so she don't regret her choice. She further stated that when she think that she cannot see people that are important to her anymore, she is scared, and even though she chose this herself. Yukikazu thought it is true, and in just one day, they went down so many floors, and they are just lucky as it is a miracle that they are all still alive, and even though she tried to endure it, Fill-in is still a normal girl. He thought if he should try to understand her more and thought he want to avoid digging into her personal problems too much, but there is only one thing he can say. He asked if it is fine, and when Fill-in wondered, Yukikazu asked if she remembered their trump card as it defeated the two Orthros easily, and they have been able to defeat all the monsters they have met so far, and they only have to go up 5 floors. He further stated that he have only used it in times of need so far, but actually he got pretty used to it, and the burden is not much so when they are in a crisis. He will defeat the monster with this, and it will going to be okay. Fill-in smiled and stated that she believed him, and got up and stated that she believed in they too since they are so reliable. On the next day, they were having tea and they wondered that now that they have secured their safety with the terminal, what should they do? Yukikazu stated that waiting for rescue here is a realistic idea and asked if how would they secure the magic stones needed to keep the barrier going, and there is no certainty that rescue will come, so they will have to defeat weak monsters after all. He further stated that if they are going to wait for rescue here, they have to check that building first and they might be able to find an item that will return them to the surface. They made a hole in the building and entered it. Yukikazu noticed it looks pretty modern, and even though it has a lot of holes and looks dusty from the outside, the inside is strangely clean, and he had Bolt use direction earlier, but it does not like there is any monsters around. He asked Philin how should they explore a facility like this. She responded if the defense equipment is still on, they have to destroy or stop them first, or rather, it is a strong fortress that there should be no monsters here. She further stated that since there are many holes, she cannot say for sure that there are not any monsters here. They decided to check things carefully, and Yukikazu thought that thing looks like a PC and thought this is like an office room and wonder what kind of room is this and what kind of laboratory is this. When Philin stated that this is a ray, Yukikazu asked if she knew the letters, and she stated that she remembered reading about it in the research books, as this is definitely an experiment room, and in the Alchemy Academy of Royals, there is a room like this. Yukikazu thought even though she went through a nice school like that, but she chose to enter the military as a recruit, and she really does have a strong will. They heard a voice, and when they turned back it was a Lessix non-combat cleaning machine. Yukikazu stated that her name window appeared, so it must be categorized as a monster, and Philin stated that she think it is an independent defense device for cleaning this facility, and that is why this room feels so small. She further stated that she wanted to bring it back for research on magic soldiers, and Yukikazu responded it is too big, and to do it another time. They followed Lessix and found a mountain of treasure chest. He wondered if this is a garbage storage and why there is so much treasure here. Philin stated it is only a guess that when the shape of the dungeon changes, the space also changes, so maybe they appeared in the facility, and Yukikazu stated he see everything makes sense if he think of this facility and the dungeon as separate, and the vacuum cleaner thought the various treasures were garbage and brought them here, so irregular items are treated as garbage. He decided to check them all, and maybe there is an oil timer of return here. When they started, they found a magic seed, and Yukikazu thought to think they can find one in such a dusty place, and then Bolt also find one. Yukikazu asked Bolt to use them together, but Bolt stated that they should bring it back to sell it. Yukikazu responded that face is not suited for Bolt and asked him to think it through more carefully, as they are recruits in the military service, and when they return, the supplies they bring back are treated as national belongings, and even if they are able to cheat the inspection and keep the magic seeds, they are too expensive to sell. Thanks for watching it, guys. Smash that subscribe button like it's your morning alarm clock.